Welcome back, Carnivore fans. I'm afraid I have some bad news. My colleague Miles has been kidnapped. Let's play a portion of that ransom video.
That hurt worse than a punch to my groin. Is it really necessary to use your 2-week-old boxers? You don't have anything clean? It's really gross. Walter, I hope you understand the gravity of this. I have been kidnapped and I'm being forced to read this statement. Wait, you misspelled statement wrong. It's not 2 words, state and mint, like spearmint. It's 1 word.
Continue reading.
Okay, Walter, I think these guys mean business. They intend to... Wait, what do you intend to do with me?
Continue reading.
I guess they haven't decided yet. But whatever they're going to do, they're going to carry it out unless you agree to their demands. I think they might be the guys from Top Gear. I heard one of them talking about next season, which I can't wait to watch. All right, fine. Anyway, they are demanding us to stop producing any more Carnivore segments. If you agree, they will let me go unharmed, just humiliated.
Wow, this is very serious. I'm really concerned for Miles, I think. It's too bad because we're going to review this 2017 BMW 740i with a 6-cylinder engine, and I was going to tell you how it's the 6th generation of one of the top luxury models for BMW, which was redesigned in 2016. You can also purchase a 750i, which contains an 8-cylinder engine, or a 760i, which has a 12-cylinder engine. Had I continued with the segment, which I can't, in order to save Miles, I was going to tell you about how all US 7 Series ride on the long wheelbase. It also contains all the latest gadgets and technology you can think of, like cordless phone charging, gesture control, and a 16-speaker audio system. There's a few noted packages that you can purchase. One of them is a $1,900 safety package, which will get you automated parking, frontal impact mitigation, and other features. The $3,900 luxury package will cool, heat, and massage you. Remote control parking for $550 lets you get out of your car and use your key fob to remotely control the car either forward or backward into or out of a space. You can do a lot of valet parking for that money.
Walter, what's going on? Are you filming a Carnivore video without me?
Oh my God, look everybody, Miles is safe.
Don't pretend like you give a crap. You're doing Carnivore without me, aren't you? I can't believe it.
Miles, I was just telling our viewers what happened to you.
Look, just, give me the car keys. I want to drive.
But Miles, I already have the seats and the mirrors set up for the review.
Oh, I see. So you are doing a car video without me. I knew it.
Miles, don't you know that you can't give in to kidnappers' demands? And how in earth did you get free?
Yeah, don't worry about those kidnappers. I convinced them that we were no threat to Top Gear, the most popular car show on television. Besides, I told them you can't even master the English language, which, by the way, is the only language that you speak.
Miles, I speak good English.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Give me the keys. I'm driving. So one of the features I really like about this car is the gesture control. And it sounds kind of stupid when you read about it, but actually when you try it, it's pretty cool. So let's say I want to turn the volume up when I'm listening to the radio. I just use my finger like this. And maybe I want to change the station. I just do 2 fingers. Pretty cool. Walter, what do you think of the back seat?
Oh my God, Miles, I think this has to be the most luxurious back seat I've been in. It's like business class, flying business class. You just got a load of legroom.
Yeah, it's really surprising how much legroom there is. It's a really pleasant surprise when you get in the back.
It's a very comfortable car too.
Yeah. And it's, driving it is a pleasant surprise too, because, you look at this car, it's so big, it's so heavy, and you just expect it to feel like an elephant. But it actually, I know what you were saying about the steering kind of being not giving you that much feedback, but it's very easy to drive. The steering is very light. The throttle response is pretty good. The ride is very smooth. The engine noise is very quiet from inside the cabin.
Do you think that BMW lost a little bit of their sport edge?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this car is really about sport. I think this car is about luxury and about refinement and space. I think if you're looking for a sportier BMW, you probably don't want to go above the 3 or 4 Series, just because the cars get so big and heavy and they're so filled with technology and luxury items, it just weighs them down. But like I said, this car doesn't feel slow at all. I'm going to put it in sport mode for a moment, and I really like how the dials go red and suddenly you get your speed highlighted in big numerals. And I put my foot down, you know, it pulls. I mean, you really hear that engine note, and it feels quick. In fact, I was driving on the freeway in this car earlier, and a couple times I looked down and I was doing 80, and it didn't feel like 80 at all. There is a ton of room back here, Walter. I don't know that I've been in a car that has so much leg room. I am 6 foot, and I can put my feet all the way forward. My knees have about 6 or 8 inches. You're putting your seat back, but I still have 6 or 8 inches. It's kind of ridiculous how much space there is back here. I mean, this is a car you could drive cross country in with 4 passengers, and I think you'd be pretty comfortable. What do you think of the front seat?
Miles, are you really 6 feet?
I am 6 feet. Do you want to show me my license?
Hey, just because your license says 6 feet doesn't mean that you are actually 6 feet.
Are you saying I lied on a government-issued ID, Walter?
Yeah, and just like you said, you weigh 170 pounds.
Well, you know, weight can change, height doesn't.
I am currently in sport mode. The gauges turn red, very sporty. Seems to be handling the turns quite well.
And the other thing I noticed as a passenger is the ride is just very smooth and the engine is very quiet. You know, it really is a very refined experience inside the car.
And BMW owns Rolls-Royce, so maybe there's some cross-pollination occurring there too.
Yeah, I think that may be true. You know, obviously, you know, BMW doesn't have the kind of luxury build quality like a Rolls-Royce does, but just the engineering, I think, is really impressive.
I'm going to jam on the brakes. Nice sharp brakes. Miles, are you still alive back there?
Yeah, I hardly felt anything. It's just a lap of luxury back here.
Did you lose your teeth when...
Yeah, my false teeth did come out, but it's okay, I have another set.
There's a new piece that we're introducing to our segment called the Dream Option. The idea is that if technology could achieve anything, what would you want your vehicle to do? Well, today's Dream Option is called the Talking Wall. There is an extremely effective talking cancellation sound wall that you can invoke between you and the passenger seat, or between the front seats and the rear seat. So let's demonstrate. Miles, why don't you tell me about how you were kidnapped?
Yeah, well, so I was walking down the street, and then these 3 guys jumped out of a van. It's a complete day.
Miles, I heard that.
Well, Walter, you know, I do think this is a great option. You know, let's say you're driving with your chatty boss and he's going on about how smart he is and how you suck at your job and you just don't want to have to hear it. You could press this button. Or let's say you're driving cross-country with the kids and they're making all kinds of noise in the back. The parents can hit the button. No more noisy kids. I think it's brilliant.
I do too. In fact, let's use it again.
Alright, so we're in the back seat here of the BMW, which is definitely the best place to be. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So first of all, the good. This is a really plush interior, it's very comfortable, it's a very quiet ride, and the back seat here, you've got so much leg room, it really is awesome. It's so comfortable for both of us, both tall guys, to be sitting back here. The other great thing about this car is the 4-year, 50,000 mile service that comes with it. That's very generous for a car of this class. And lastly, I think the good is also the reserved styling. You know, it's not necessarily a good-looking car, but it doesn't have any ugly features to it. It's reserved, and I like that.
Now let's talk about the bad, the styling. I think the styling is kind of boring, and I think, you know, BMW 7 Series have been kind of interesting in the past, some of the previous generations. This one, I think, is kind of boring. For the ugly, Miles, I know you talked about the gesture control. I thought that was ridiculous.
No, I disagree with you on that one, Walter. I think you have to drive with it for a little bit longer. I know it seems kind of silly, but actually it's just a nice feature. You don't have to remember lots of buttons on the steering wheel, and it really is kind of intuitive, so I respectfully disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, because it's really hard to do this.
You don't have to, you just do this. It's awesome.
Alright. Anyway, let's talk about the ugly. There aren't too many uglies. This is a great car. I think that maybe BMW lost its edge a little bit with the 7 Series. BMW seems to have been focused on performance, and this car still has whiffs of performance, but this 7 Series just doesn't feel as much of a performer as previous generations, so I'm just kind of wondering about that.
That sounds fair, Walter. Well, I think that about wraps it up for our review of the 7 Series, and what better place to finish the video than here in the back seat? It's such a nice place to be. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come, and thanks for watching.
Look everyone, Miles is safe!
Don't pretend like you care. You're going to keep doing Carnivore without me, aren't you?
Well, I just forgot my line.
Sorry, I forgot. That's my mic. All right.
Why would you walk like you're...
Well, it's kind of like it's been released by kidnappers. I'm just, you know, I'm in
really
the part. I do method acting. Know that.
It looks like you have a load in your pants.
Well, yeah, that's it. All right. Okay. Good.
It's
Walter, there are.
Wait, do it again.
I think you like this too much. That scared the shit out of me. I thought I was really getting kidnapped from